What's going on, people, and welcome to the Blue Steel Podcast Show. I'm your co-host LV Live, along with my co-host Jeff. What's going on, my man?
Not much, man. It's great time of year, March Madness. Got a lot to get into, a lot going on. Let's do it.
Absolutely, absolutely. People, thank you for coming to our page. Please hit the like button. Also, to hit the subscribe. Also, hit the bell icon, please, people. Also, to give us, your comments. You can send your comments to the Blue Steel Show at gmail.com. Blue Steel Show at gmail.com, please. So how we're gonna start off the show, people? We got a first and goal talking about the NFL free agency. Second and five, LeBron. Who's gonna win the MVP for the NBA, or as we like to call it, the association. Third and one, the Kareem Hunt situation. And fourth and goal, Spence and Garcia, the mega fight in Texas this weekend. So let's get straight to it. First and goal, NFL free agency. Jeff, it's going crazy.
Yeah, it's just so much going on. I mean, goodness gracious. Like every 3 minutes, my phone's going off and somebody signing a $50 million contract, or something crazy. So there's been a lot of big moves. What do you think what's the biggest move to you so far? What do you think, LB?
Uh Outside of course what we spoke about earlier, you know what I mean? I mean earlier this week with OBJ, if you take that out of there, of course Antonio Brown, you take those two out, right? Let's remove them.
Right,
Um,
right.
to me, man, I think the big one is Le'Veon going to the Jets. That's something that we kind of had a feeling. You know, we all knew he was going. We just didn't know who. Um, but him coming to New York and being part of like that Saquon Barkley thing with the two best backs possibly in the league playing in New York,
hmm
uh, that's a big deal. But I don't. But he didn't sign for much though, Jeff.
No, he got a lot less than he thought he would get. Tell you that much. 35 million guaranteed, I believe. That's it. Yeah, almost. We supposed to give him 14 last year, like we said earlier this week. He just, for whatever reason, didn't want to be in Pittsburgh. I don't know why, but like I said, have fun running behind that Jets offensive line. See what it's like. You know what I mean? But he's best all around back in the NFL. Can't take away his talent level. I just don't know, quite agree with his thought process, but of everything. Probably a little personal because it's my team as well, but it is what it is, man. Wish him the best till he play us. So,
Yeah, very true. I mean, I think it's a great move. I mean, the Jets need some type of balance when you have a back like that. For Sam Darnold, I think that will help him out, give him that balance. As we all know, the greatest thing you can give a young quarterback is a really, really good running back. I just think the Jets need to get somebody on the outside that Donald could throw to, a threat out there.
right.
But they also made a big deal on the defensive end, on defensive side of the ball, excuse me, by getting C.J. Mosley from the
Right.
Ravens.
Thank you.
5 years, Jeff. $85 million, 51 million guaranteed. Did the Jets overpay for C.J. Mosley?
Absolutely. You always overpaying free agency. They went way over. I mean, we saw Kuechly's contract is what, 32 million, and Kuechly's better than Mosley. So I mean, that's a lot for an inside linebacker. Man, jeez.
I mean, yeah.
But good for him. I'm glad he's out the division. But that's a lot. That's a lot of money for an inside linebacker. He's very good though. He's very, out of Alabama. I was hoping we get him in the draft actually. Um, but that's a lot of money, for an inside linebacker. But they got monopoly money, man. They had like 100 million in cap space. They had to spend it. Got to show the fan base you're trying to win and do something. One other thing, just to go back with Le'Veon, if he thought he was being overused in Pittsburgh, what you think they're gonna do with the Jets? You know what I mean? Like, who are their weapons? Or who do they have as a weapon on offense?
Him.
So yeah, exactly. So you go into a situation where, yeah, I don't know, but like I said, I mean, Mosley got a boatload of money, big moves right there by the Jets. They had to do it though.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely big moves. I mean, we got a couple other moves. We got a move out there in Baltimore. You got Mark Ingram from the Saints, and you got Earl Thomas up there. They all went out there to be
Mm-hmm.
more. But the sleeper move, excuse me, the sleeper, I like Nick Foles going down to Jaguars country. You got him down there with that defense to revitalize. And remember, that team was just a year prior was in the AFC Championship game. Now you put a quarterback there with that offense and that defense that's pretty much still intact. Nick Foles got 4 years, $88 million, $50 million guaranteed. I think that's a steal for the Jaguars, and they're going to be dangerous next year, Jeff.
Yeah, that's definitely a steal. We spoke about that before the show. That's like 12 million a year, a little over for a starting quarterback with MVP start quarterback. So we'll have to see how they defense recovers. Man, they didn't have a good year at all. So, but they have all the tools to be, to I mean, they can go right back. Football, you can bounce back the next year. That's one thing about the NFL. So, you can definitely bounce back.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I totally agree. So, I mean, I'm sure we're not done. I'm sure there's going to be more mega moves that's going to be made, but everybody's prepping and getting ready for this draft. That's what everybody's excited about. We want to see where Kyler Murray goes, where Nick Bosa, I believe. I think it's Nick Bosa, right? That's coming out for his brother from Ohio State, or is that the one? I confused the two.
I think Nick is the one in the NFL, but his brother
Joey Bosa. Joey Bosa coming out of Ohio State. You got Rashawn Gary. Yeah, you got
in uniform.
Yeah, absolutely. You got the linebackers coming out. You got White from LSU. You got Bush from Michigan. You got DK Metcalf that looks like he came from outer space.
Yes.
So I mean, you got a lot of picks out there. So everybody's prepping for the draft. Everybody's prepping for that. So the NFL is definitely not done. So let's move on to 2nd and 5 to the association. And Jeff, there was rumblings, there was rumors out there with your team in La La Land. Miss Jeannie Buss was ready to send LeBron packing, Jeff.
Yeah. This is this is a bunch of nonsense to me. Can't trade LeBron. There's a few reasons why you can't. Number one, you trade LeBron, there ain't gonna never be another free agent walk through the Lakers doors for the next 50 years. That'd be the stupidest thing in the world to do as an organization. If they even thought about it, the fact they got out is there's just too much turmoil, it's just too much LA right now in the Lakers organization, man. They're not doing the product on the floor is not good. 6 years in a row, not in the playoffs. Every day is a new story coming out. I mean, I know it's LA and that's the Lakers and that's how it is, but just too much going on right now.
Well, LeBron is LeBron, and he brings his drama everywhere. That's just who he is. That's who he's been since he came into the league. I think actually this is good for LeBron. He's made it to the playoffs. How many straight years it's been? Not the finals.
His rookie year.
But every year he's been to the playoffs. Am I correct?
No, I think his rookie year or second year they didn't make it. Every year since then, no.
So, with where he's at in his career, he's entering. He's not there, but he's entering the twilight of his career. So he needs some time to kind of sit out, relax,
heal
up, rest, get ready to swing for the fences and get Anthony Davis this summer. To do what LeBron does and be sneaky, go behind people's backs, make phone calls, meet up on a yacht, meet up on a boat like how they did before.
You see, he's talking to Kawhi, they're going to make a big deal out of that.
Yeah, of course he was. Well, of course he was. LeBron is being LeBron. I mean, this is what he does. So I think it's good. But also, too, I think it's time to give somebody else shine. And the person who I'm talking about is the Greek Freak. I think, Jeff, he's this year's MVP. He's got the Bucks. I'm going to say it again. The Bucks. They are 52-17, Jeff. They got the best record in the league. Who saw this coming?
I mean, of course, people was talking about it. I didn't expect the Bucks to have this good of a year. I had Kawhi, at the beginning of the year. They're only 3 games back. But I agree with you. I think the Greek Freak's going to end up winning MVP this year. I had Kawhi at the beginning of the season. Harden made a push, of course, but You got to give it to the Greek Freak, man. You got to.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think it's the changing of the guard. I think, he's kind of like the leader. He's like the leader of the new school. I mean, that's just kind of what it
Yeah.
is. Um,
Yep.
with those older guys kind of aging out, Melo, CP3, D Wade. This is last year. LeBron's kind of on that end of his career as well. I just think it's time. I think it's really time, and it's an exciting time also too with someone like Zion coming out next year.
Yep.
It's going to be exciting. The association's definitely in great hands with these young players right now. So it should be very interesting. But what's even more interesting, Jeff, is I don't think he's staying in Milwaukee. I think
You
he's
don't think
out of
so?
it. No way he's not staying there. There's no way. But here's the thing. He's not going to go to New York, and he's not going to go to LA. You know where he's going?
Chicago.
He's going to Miami, baby.
I can see that.
I see him in
Smooth Pat
Miami.
Riley.
Listen,
Pat Riley.
listen. Pat Riley's gonna do what Pat does. Pat the Rat. He's gonna do what he does best. He's gonna slick that hair back. He's gonna send his jet all the way up there to cold Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and say, "Hey, listen, man, you all the way up there. It's cold up there. Why don't you come down here, man, where it's sunny, it's hot, and listen, check it out. D Wade's not here no more, so now this could be your team. This could
Right.
be all yours. This could be your kingdom. It's nice. It's a smaller LA, and it could be yours."
I can see that.
Hey, I'm
He
telling
got
you.
he got 2 years left on his contract, so I can see
Hey, and Jeff, what does that mean? Nothing. Look at Anthony Davis.
that.
What does that mean?
But Davis is still long. You got to just be quiet when you do it. That's all.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
So
like
you,
you said, you
listen,
just gotta be
listen.
quiet.
Yeah. You tell that to LeBron, okay, buddy?
I know. Rich Paul and the Clutch Sports, man, operating the shadows.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
that's what you got to do. You know, you
Oh
can't.
man, you make him sound like the dark government or the you know what I mean?
No, right?
Operating
That's
in the
what you got to
shadows.
do. You got to operate in the shadow. You got to keep things quiet. Stuff gets done. The public opinion is too big now. You got to do things a little more quiet.
Yeah, you got that right. So people, we're gonna jump to 3rd and 1, and a big move.
Yeah.
Kareem Hunt going to the Cleveland Browns. As you guys know, Kareem Hunt was a steal running back for the Kansas City Chiefs. He had a good rookie year, and the second season he got caught up in some type of physical altercation with a female, which we don't condone on this show. And nobody should condone. And he got jammed up. As my dad would like to say, he got jammed up and got caught up.
Mm-hmm.
Doing something he ain't had no business doing. And I'm sure he regrets it. And the league slammed him with an 8-game suspension. But at the same time, he got snatched up by the Cleveland Browns, they're just, I don't know what they're doing, but they're getting everything, man. It's like Christmas has come early in Cleveland.
Yeah. So I want to talk about this. This disgusts me, to be honest with you. So let's break this down. NFL always gets this stuff wrong. And I'm actually tying the GM John Dorsey for the Browns. In case you don't know who he was the GM of Kansas City. He drafted Tyreek Hill, who coincidentally is being investigated for battery of a juvenile. He had stuff going on in college. Same GM. So this guy cares nothing about domestic violence, obviously. Does not care. You know, they always say they care about this and that. All they care about is winning. This further cements the fact that if what's the Ravens running back that started all this with the
Ray Rice.
What's his name? I can't think of it.
Ray Rice.
Ray Rice. Ray Rice was 26. He's still being in the NFL right now. This proves it. But so let's get back to the fact of an 8-game suspension. Let's try to frame this. Tom Brady gets suspended 4 games for deflating footballs. Kareem Hunt hits a female and kicks on the ground, gets suspended 8 games. Tell me how that makes sense. None. No sense at all. they get everything wrong with this stuff, man. I don't understand how you have a multi-billion-dollar corporation, you can't get this stuff right. I don't even know what they do anymore. They supposed to have some kind of committee or something, but it's just annoying and it's disgusting, man. Like literally, I get tired of hearing about, we care about this. No, y'all don't. Literally, just stop saying it. Just be like, if y'all can play, we don't care. Y'all can beat women up, and we're gonna let y'all still play. Because that's ultimately what they're telling everybody in America. They don't care. It's annoying. It's disgusting, and it's very frustrating. Not to go off on a tangent, but from the team perspective, the same GM, he's shown that he don't care. And I'm sure he has a wife and kids. He probably even has a daughter. Ultimately, all he cares about is winning. That's all the NFL cares about. If you're still viable, if you're still a product, if you can still produce, somebody's going to sign you. 8-game suspension for hitting a woman, kicking her on the ground, video of it. On top of that, 8 games. Brady deflating footballs 4 games. I don't know. You try to explain it to me. I don't get it.
Uh, Jeff, I mean, I can't say it any better than what you did, Jeff. I mean, that was well said, my man. But we talked about this when it first happened.
Mm-hmm.
I actually stated, if people want to go back to the shows, I forget what episode it was, but I stated that I didn't think he was going to be back in the league anytime soon. And Jeff, you said someone's going to sign this guy.
Yeah.
And
yep.
I didn't agree with it. I think you have to send a clear message that this is not accepted. Everybody deserves a second chance in life. I totally agree with that. But that doesn't mean you have to get a second chance at playing in this league. Because we can't have you out there running around scoring touchdowns and you're kicking and beating on women. We can't allow that. There's got to be laws. There's got to be a line that should not be crossed. If you just allow all these lines, if you allow all these things to happen, then the lines get blurry. So, what do? What you do is you don't give this guy an 8-game suspension. You don't sign him to a team. That's what you don't do. So where you don't have to give him a suspension. He doesn't get signed by anybody. And he gets the Ray Rice situation. He gets the Ray Rice. That's what happens. I mean, these guys are men. And they have to live with their mistakes, man. They have to live with their choices. That's just what it is. But yeah, man. I mean, it's a really, really nasty situation. I don't even think he should be on the team. But the Browns just got to steal, Jeff. They just got to steal. One thing we can say, outside of the abuse and what we don't agree with, the one thing we can agree with is that this guy's a hell of a football player.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's electrifying. I mean, imagine him with the Chiefs, what they were last year.
Right.
I mean, so now.
Oh, you know what, man? I'm gonna just add one more point to this to make this even worse. Remember, he lied to the team.
Yes, he did.
That's what I mean. Like, this is. I don't know if I didn't really hear a bunch of outcry about this. This is just bad, man. It's horrible. He lied, so you lie to your employer about it. Only reason you admit it is because it's a video, and then of course, what you gonna lie about it at that point? You get cut from the team. The Browns pick you up, and they suspend you 8 games. So where's I don't know, man. It just annoys me, man. I don't. Again, as long as you can play, that's all they care about.
Yeah.
And this GM is one of the worst because he drafts players with this history and picks them up. All he cares about is if you can play. I don't know necessarily if guys need to be just literally just get rid of you forever. Should not be playing the next year though. You should be gone like a year. Just go. You know what I mean? It's a privilege to play in the NFL, NBA. You're making millions of dollars to play a game. It's for entertainment, but
Jeff.
Young women and moms and
right, Jeff. But listen, Jeff, you're right on, Jeff. I mean, this is no different to me than a guy shooting up something or shooting up a store or shooting up. This is the same type of thing. This is domestic violence, man. I mean, this is a huge problem in our country. Huge. And there's got to be repercussions. It's got to be. And sometimes when you make bad decisions, you got to do life in jail. I mean, that's just what it is.
Right.
And we got to live with our choices. That's just the way things go. I think people deserve second chances. Yes, I do. But when it comes to beating on women, it's tough. Be clear. Everybody deserves a second chance. Everybody.
Right.
But to play a game like this, that is to me a luxury.
Right.
There's got to be a line. There's got to be a line that they're not willing to cross. And it's got to be, if you do this, I'm sorry, you're going to be out of the league. It's got to be something like that, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Or, it can't be that because, yeah, it's just, I mean, we can go on and on, man. I just, I just don't agree with it. But,
right.
All right, people. So, listen, so we're at the end of our show. Please, if I didn't tell you again, please hit that like, share, subscribe, hit that bell icon. Please do so. To show the love and support that you have for the show. It's something that we love and we enjoy doing, as you see. But please, hit that like button. Smash it. We're at 4th and goal. And shall I say we got a fight on our hands this weekend, people. Jeff, we got one of the mega fights of this year.
Yes, sir.
My boy, Earl, the True Spence, EJ as they call him. Free Smoke Jr., I like to call him. Versus Mikey Garcia, who's going for 5. Let me say it again. 5 championships. 5 belts, titles, in 5 different weight classes. That's what he's going for this weekend, people. And he's coming up from 135 pounds to fight the boogeyman at 147. That's right, I said it. That's what they call him at welterweight. They call Spence the boogeyman.
Yep.
Because Jeff's boy, Keith, no time, anytime, hiding around the corner time, Thurman, doesn't want to fight him. Everybody's been avoiding this guy for the longest. Big fight this weekend in Dallas, Jeff.
Huge fight. If man, yeah, I love this, man. I'm excited. I haven't been excited. There's been some good fights, but this is one of the ones I'm really excited for. Like, I plan to make sure I watch this. Get the kids where they need to be and all that. Like, this is that type of fight. I'm very excited for it. Two of my top 3 favorite fighters. I don't even know who the other one is right now, but I like both of them a lot. But I mean, I gotta go with Spence, man. Like, I can't see Garcia winning it. I mean, both of them are hell of fighters. I just think Spence is too big and too strong, man. It's the bigger, stronger. It's like what they say: bigger, stronger, faster. Bigger, stronger, and faster typically wins in any sport. That's what he is. He's bigger, stronger, and faster than Garcia. Garcia has to have a perfect fight, I think, to win, man. Unless he has some kind of edge he sees on Spence that we haven't seen, I can't see it. I think he's gonna win by KO.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's what I think too. Look, it goes like this: the bigger, faster, skillful, great guy always beats the smaller, skillful, great guy. If both guys are equal at their skill set, the bigger man always wins.
Right.
It's very rare I've seen a smaller guy with the same skill set as a bigger guy beat it. But Spence is a lot more athletic than Mikey. To me, it's just it's easy. It's not hard. I mean, a lot of people want to give him the benefit of the doubt. I think people just want to sell tickets to try to make this to be a 50-50 fight. It's not a 50-50 fight. It's like a 90-10 fight. Spence is gonna demolish this kid, man. I mean,
But you think early? Top first 6 rounds? Think early?
you know what? I would say it's around like round 7. He's gonna get him.
Maybe
He's
around
gonna get him.
7. I think. Yeah, I got like 8, 9, around 8, 9, something like
Yeah,
that.
see, we close. See, like in the middle of the fight. In the middle of the fight, it's a 12-round fight. So in the middle, like around like in the middle, he's gonna drop. He's gonna stop him, or they're gonna throw in the
Right.
towel. It's gonna be one or the other. Mikey's not gonna be able to deal with the type of fighter that Spence is. I mean, he's just such a. It's funny because a lot of people keep on saying, Mikey is technical. He's got the technical skill set. Spence is an Olympian, okay? It doesn't get
Yeah,
more
like
it doesn't get more technical than that.
right. This dude ain't the heavyweight man. He ain't just learn how to box, man. Like you know
Right,
what I mean? Like this dude been boxing his whole life. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like
So that's what
he's
I'm
the
saying.
come on, man. He's the truth.
Right,
Like
and it's funny, no pun intended, because that's his name. But Jeff, you're absolutely right. Like you make it seem like this guy's just a big slugger. Like he's not. He's a boxer puncher. That's the thing. He's a boxer puncher, and he puts and when he sees blood in the water, he seeks and destroys. That's just what
right.
he does. Um, but I think Jeff, this sets up the next mega fight right after this. I don't think he fights Thurman. I think he fights Pacquiao in Dallas.
I can see that. And Pacquiao's now with Al Heyman. So
Right?
that's an easy fight to make.
He's with
And that's a
PBC.
big that's a if I was Spence I would do it
because
just
because
because it's
because it's
Pacquiao.
because it's a money grab, Jeff.
Yeah, it's Pacquiao. Yeah. Absolutely. And it puts you on a bigger stage. Like this is a good fight for it. You're gonna have, the Mexican population checking into this fight.
Right.
You're gonna have the boxing fans. The next one, Pacquiao. Everybody knows who Pacquiao is. It's a name. Like you said, a great money grab. You beat him, now you can do whatever you want. Then the pressure got to be on them to make that TC fight at that point.
You know what? I don't see that fight happening with him and Crawford. I don't see it happening.
They're gonna fight
All right, Jeff. What year were we in? 2019.
next year to fight. If everything stays in line, like as long as they keep winning, they're gonna fight.
Listen, Jeff, I'm with you, but the problem is Bob
We're
Arum.
going to that fight, bro. We going to that fight.
Listen,
next year we broadcasting.
Listen. I'm with it, but the problem, it's not gonna happen, Jeff. The problem is Bob Arum. He's gonna be in it. He's gonna be. Listen, in order for that fight to happen, Crawford's gonna have to leave Top Rank, just like Floyd left, just like Mikey left. They all left Bob Arum because you know what? Bob Arum didn't want to give Floyd the Oscar fight. That's what Floyd wanted. Floyd knew in order for him to be the megastar and the money man that he is today, making all that money, he had to fight Oscar to take the crown. Bob Arum did not want to give him that fight. So he had to pay Bob Arum $750,000 to get out of that contract. Jeff, we've spoken about this.
Right.
Mikey Garcia, who's fighting this weekend, had to sit on the shelf for 2 years to get out of that top rate contract because of Bob Arum. He is not, because he for some reason, he's an old school promoter. So he's not going to want to. Spence is the A side. He's going to have to deal with that. The fight is going to be in Dallas. I think they sold out this weekend. They sold out 51,000 seats or 50,000 seats. It's looking like. And the pay-per-view, Spence is about to cake up.
Yep.
So if I'm correct, Jeff, most boxing arenas are what, 15,000, 20,000, right? Right?
Yeah, 15, 20. Yep. They're not 50,000, that's for sure.
Right, they're fighting in Jerry's World. So I'm just saying in Dallas. So that's going to be the cash cow. And Spence, that's just who. So Bob Arum's going to have to fold, but he's not. And that it's going to be a Pacquiao Mayweather situation, man. And here's the thing too, Crawford's getting older, man. Spence is 29. I think Crawford's 31, 32. Like he's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's not. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not like he's in his 20s. He's in his 30s.
Right.
So I mean, I wish that it was 2020. I agree with it. I would love for it to be that. I can see Spence after he beats Pacquiao fighting Thurman or Porter for to unify and get that belt and have all three belts: the WBC, IBF, and the WBA Super title, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if Bob Arum is acting crazy, I can see Spence saying, "Okay, I'm gonna do a money grab," and I can see Spence fighting. You ready? Fighting Canelo at a catch weight
Catch weight.
154. There you go, my man. You with me? In Dallas, either end of 2020 or the top of 2021, maybe Cinco de Mayo 2021 in Dallas, Jeff. And they might sell out that thing to maybe like 80,000 people. So he doesn't have to wait for Crawford. You know what I mean? He doesn't.
No, he don't. He don't. He has way more options. That's absolutely
right.
True.
That's my point, Jeff.
But I mean, now that you mentioned that, not Aram, De La Hoya and
Golden Boy.
Yeah, they don't get along with PBC.
Right. They don't get along with PBC, but I can see them making that fight though. That's a big money fight.
Huge money fight.
So I can see.
They'd be stupid not to do it.
Right, but I can see Oscar doing that.
We've seen that in boxing before, but they can make it happen.
Right.
I just want to see them boys fight, man.
I know, man. Hey, listen. I know, man. I feel the same way as you do. So we'll see what happens. But if that does happen, Jeff, we will be there. Blue Steel will be there.
Either one. We got either one. Whatever the big mega fight for Spence, when this is like coming out party, and we got to be there for that. That's our guy. So,
definitely,
got to be there for that.
All right, people. So listen, this is the end of our show. Thank you for coming and supporting us and just coming through. Once again, please, if you have any statements in regards to how we feel, any feedback, please send us an email or even write it in the comment section on our page. Just please keep it G-rated, as my boy Jeff always likes to say. Just send us stuff to bluesteelshow@gmail.com. bluesteelshow@gmail.com. Yo, Jeff, good job, my man.
Absolutely. Don't forget, YouTube is Blue Steel Show, Instagram Blue Steel Show, Twitter @ShowSteel. Great job, LV, as always. We appreciate y'all support, man. Thank you.
Absolutely. Hey, my man, I'm going to holler at you, brother.
All right. Talk to you soon, bro.
All right, man.
Later.